Hello there, everybody. You know what today is, don't you? It's Coffee Shop Thursday. And what better way than to enjoy a nice, hot cafe mocha from Tim Hortons? Hopefully all of you have experienced Tim Hortons in your life. And if you haven't, well, maybe you should. Maybe you should. Sitting out here in the park in Batavia right now, soaking up the sunshine and thinking about the events of this past week and leading into this week. Events in which in our area we've experienced some very, very tragic moments. There's a lot of hurting people who have been very personally involved with these individuals, and it just cuts deep. It cuts really, really deep. I was thinking about all this as I was looking up at the sky on Wednesday, and I could see up above me this line of clouds that cut through the sky, and it was interesting because there were the clouds. There's this sharp line you can almost draw with a pen right through the sky, and then it's deep blue on the other side. We were experiencing the remnants of that Hurricane Ida. Now just nothing more than a tropical depression, but even then not really affecting us at all up here. Yeah, it was cloudy for a lot in the morning, but then it cleared up and there was a lot of sunshine afterwards. But just south of us in Pennsylvania, they're experiencing flooding. And if you went even further south and backtracked on the track of this hurricane that had turned into a tropical storm, then a tropical depression, you could see just how devastating it was as it moved through with 150-mile-an-hour winds and torrential rainfall and flooding and spawned hurricanes. Or tornadoes, rather. It was a hurricane that spawned tornadoes. There's the whole gambit from utter destruction to just a little bit of a nuisance. That's the way people experienced this hurricane. Turned tropical storm, turned tropical depression, turned into not much of anything. And I think that's how people experience tragedies in their community, experience death that comes by way of those tragedies, such as we have. There are some who are very intimately involved with the people who were killed, and there are some who, well, yeah, I know that person. I kind of knew them from here or there, and they were nice and they were great people. Yeah, and that's just too bad, but you know, it doesn't devastate them. Whenever we experience such things in our community, we have to realize there's that whole wide range of emotions that's going on. And we do have people who feel like they've been hit by the brunt of 150-mile-an-hour wind coming out of a hurricane, and others who feel like they've just been sprinkled on a little bit. It goes the whole gambit of emotions. And I think that's where those who maybe haven't been touched as deeply need to come to the rescue, so to speak, of those who've been utterly devastated. God's love reaches out to us in so many ways. So many ways. But the primary way that God's love reaches out to us is through one another. One another. In fact, as we've been studying the Old Testament and even the New Testament, we see in there God's hand at work, and it's almost exclusively at work through people, through our interactions with one another. It's for such a time as this that we are called as God's people to show care and love, and to look around us and recognize those who are so utterly devastated by these events, and be there for them. Be their friend, be their source of comfort, be their source of strength. Yeah, I know, we talk about God being our source of strength, but how does God do it? He does it through you and through me. Through you and through me. So as we continue our journey together, as people who've been called to be that light to the world, be that beacon of hope to those who are hurting, let's just remember, that's how God operates in this world. It's through you, and it's through me. I love my coffee. I love my Tim Hortons coffee. I love all kinds of coffee. And what I also need to do is to love all the people in that whole wide spectrum who are going through this time, and we're going through it together. And it's God's love that shines through us to bring them the peace and the comfort and the hope for the future that they need. God's blessings be with you. And go ahead, take a drive and grab yourself a cup of coffee. See you later.